Hi, everyone. Hi, my Facebook friends, my Twitter friends, my LinkedIn friends, and my Instagram friends. I'm glad you're all here. So many people are ready to write a book, and 97% of people who start to write their books never complete it. That means that out of 1,000 people that start writing their books, only 30 complete it. Now, I know there's some of you out there that have been wanting to write a book for years, or maybe you started writing your book 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I remember I had a client who had been wanting to write a book for 20 years, but didn't believe she had enough to say or anyone would listen to her. And we connected. And after she was finishing her first book, she was ready to start her second book. So all I can tell you is that um, once you have this thought, and it's pretty strong, once you have this thought that you want to write a book, believe me, it doesn't leave you. It simply doesn't leave you. It's like a little bird that kind of sits there and bugs you for years, whether you haven't started it yet or whether you started it and it's sitting there. So let's complete this. Let me help you get started. And one of the best ways to get started, believe it or not, is to start marketing your book. Now, that doesn't really sound like it makes sense, right? You think, okay, I'm going to write the book and then I'm going to publish the book and then I'm going to market it. No, 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 no. I'm going to suggest, and I've written 7 books, working on my 8th, possibly my 9th, at the same time. And hi, everybody. So great to have you join us. Um, please send this to your friends so they can join. I'm sure many who have started writing books or want to write books would love this information. This is going to be so full of great tips that you can start utilizing. So one of the best ways, believe it or not, to start writing your book is to start marketing your book. Because once you verbalize that you're working on a book and you start doing things, that starts to give you momentum. It seems reversed, but believe me, most people write it, publish it, and then market it way too late. My clients end up attracting clients in the process of writing the book. They attract columns to write. They attract podcasting hosts so that they can be a guest while they're writing their book. Their book isn't even done yet, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to wait until your book is done. And I'm going to show you some ways that you can start marketing right now. But when is the best time to market your book? The best time to market your book is about 30 days after you started writing your book. Now, for those of you who have started, or you're almost finished, or even if you've written a book but nothing is happening. I love working with authors whose books haven't really done much, because what you want your book to do, really, you want your book to do what I call the heavy lifting. You want your book to offer you the expert celebrity credentials. You want to be able to be an author that when people hear that, podcast hosts go, yes, I'd like to have you on. The media says, yes, please share with me your expertise. They might not actually say share your book, but you get that in. There are ways to get that in, but share your expertise. And this is for nonfiction books. So the best time is a month after you start your book, when you've already identified your chapters. My clients, we identify your chapters probably actually within 2 weeks. And then what we do is we take each of those chapters and then I show you a way to fill in those chapters so that you, no matter how you're feeling, whatever day you're writing, you know exactly, you've got a clear focus and clarity as to what this chapter is about. And when you sit down, you start writing. So I'm going to share with you 5 ways that you can start marketing your book now. Now, for those of you who have an idea and you don't really know exactly what that book's about, that's actually the best time to connect with me, is when you just have an idea and you don't have much more clarity, because I can help you deliver, and I can help you create a path, and I can help you integrate that into your business, because your book does the heavy lifting of attracting clients. Your book does the heavy lifting of closing deals and having people work with you. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing if you know how to go about it, just like anything else, right? I'll try something and I don't know how to do it. And someone will say, but Ruth, it's so easy. And my response always is, yes, it's easy once you know how to do it. But before that, it's not so easy. So there you go. And so I'm going to show you now how to do it. So I'm going to share with you 5 ways to start marketing your book 30 days after you start writing it, or once you've identified your chapters. Now, they don't have to be the sexy chapters that you're going to be using actually in the book. I call them working chapters. The working chapter titles really say what that chapter is about. And then in the process of writing the chapter, there's going to be a phrase or something's going to come up and you go, whoa, that is a great title for this chapter. And that happens with my clients. I help my clients literally go line by line when they write their book. And I'll say, there's the title of the book. What do you think? That's the chapter title. What do you think? That's the slogan after the title. Okay, so there's so many things that you can do. Hi, guys. I love it. I just love it. Okay, so one, believe it or not, it's so simple. For those of you that started writing your book, and even before the 30 days or before you even have your title or your book title or your chapters, you just kind of have an idea of what the book is going to be. And so you make a title. You start putting that title in your email signature. I can't tell you how many of my clients have actually attracted clients, new clients, because they saw on their email signature, because we're sending out emails all the time, right? You can also do this via text. And you have Generation Why Not book coming out fall 2023, Christmas 2023. And that's all you say. That's all you say. And people see that and they go, oh, you're writing a book. What's it about? And then you start talking about that. And then you talk about the benefits of what that reader's going to get, which transform the reader into the client. And you can easily attract a client that way. Many of my clients have done that. And it's easy. You just have to do it. Now, you might say, but Ruth, I don't know what the accuracy of the title is going to be. Let me share with you. I did not know that my 7th book was going to be called Generation Why Not. I think it was going to be called something else. I had no idea what the cover was. It didn't matter. It simply doesn't matter, because people forget. They forget the cover, they forget the title. But as I started writing it, it became very clear that this book was going to be Generation Why Not. And then here's the tagline, which tells you about the book. Otherwise, you don't have a clue what it's about. 7 principles to a more purposeful business and life, driven by attitude, not age. And so when I got that tagline down, I was getting podcast guesting calls. I was getting media. It's really amazing what happens when you claim your voice, when you claim your spot. Your voice has to come out. Your ideas have to come out. You know, I always like to ask my clients, what is the one book? And maybe there's more, but what is that one book that really made a difference in your life? It made a difference in your life. It helped you transition into another stage of your life. Maybe it helped you heal. Maybe it gave you information, enough information where you could start a business. Maybe it gave you information where it was amazing marketing that you could start. Maybe it was great, a mindset shift. Whatever that was, think about that one book. And if the author had not written that book. So let me share with you, this book is not about you. This book is about your reader. This book is about how it can help people out there. This book is about solving a problem. And people are looking more now than ever to solve problems. Okay. And you can be part of that resolution. You've got to be part of that resolution. We've all got to be part of that. All right. So the email signature is number 1. I'm going to give you 5. Actually, it's going to be more, but it's okay. 2, I want you to break down each chapter into 5 or 7 topics. Okay. So for those of you who've written a book, you've got that. For those of you who are just starting out, it's 30 days after starting to write the book. We're working on the book. You have the chapter titles, but remember when I said that within 3 weeks, sometimes 2 weeks, you actually have what goes into each of those chapters. You have bullets, and then you have a good idea of what goes into them. And you can come up with 5 to 7 topics or 5 to 7 bullets that go into that chapter. Or if you've done more and you've written a chapter or 2 chapters, let's say just 2 chapters. I'm looking right now at my book, Generation Why Not? So I'm just going to randomly open it. And what do I have here? Okay. So I have chapter 5, Quantum Synchronicity Principle number 2, The Secret Energy of Thoughts. So I'm going to do this second marketing strategy where I'm going to break down each chapter into 5 or 7 topics, but I already have it broken down. So one is neutral observation. I talk about that. Another one, are your thoughts important to the quality of your life? I talk about that. 7 thought patterns that block our success. Right there, there's 7 patterns, 7 thought patterns. Right there, there's 7 topics, right? Okay, so now we have 10 so far. Then we have fear, thought. Well, we go into each pattern, which I can talk about specifically. And then we go into all those. And then another topic heading here is, who do you think you are? I can go into that. I can go into self-doubt. I can go into, you just don't think that, you belong where you are. Another one is speaking a new language. Okay. Another one is generation why not a new language? 11 vibrational, intentional thoughts of generation why not? I have 11 plus the 7 plus another 4 or 5. Just hang with me on this. Just hang with me. I'm just going to share with you what you can do next. So one of these, I talk about the vibrational intentional thoughts of generation why notters. One is giving up is not an option. I can talk about that forever, right? I can write an ebook around that if I wanted. Failure is only feedback for learning. And then it goes on, what the intentional thoughts of a generation why notter. Okay, a generation why notter is not in your normal demographics of the millennials and Generation X and Generation Generation X, the millennials, baby boomers. No. Those are old. Those are thrown out. We don't use those anymore because it's really about attitude. I'm suggesting that Generation Why Not is about attitude, not age, not money, not status, but attitude. And it goes through all of that in the book. So you get it. Okay, so there's a chapter, right? So now I have this other book, Time Management Secrets for Working Women. And I'm just going to randomly open it. I'm going to show you how easy this is. That you're going to have so many more than 5 to 7 topics. You might have 20 in a chapter, in one chapter. So here we go. So let's see what chapter this is. This is a really good one. This is a really good one. Taking control of your schedule before someone else does. Okay. So that's the chapter title. And then I already have the bullets, which are topic headings, subtopic headings, using a monthly calendar to avoid schedule overloads. Take your calendar everywhere. Another one, circle important dates in red, or this out of PDA, keep time open before or after a trip. Another one, divide each day into 3 parts. I'm a really firm believer in doing that visually, so you know what's happening in the morning, what time you have free open space, so that you can think, so that you can write, so that you can put marketing together, write speeches, scheduling time outs. Another, using your calendar to balance your time. And then we go into, on the home front, on the personal side, making time to eat, breakfast ideas. Do you see what I'm saying? You have so many more than 5 to 7. And I will tell you, I'm looking right now, I'm reviewing someone's book proposal. They want to get a traditional publisher to publish their book. And you can do that. You can do that. There are ways to do that. But anyway, I'm reviewing her book proposal. And what I'm finding in the book proposal, in the chapter, one of the chapters that she's written, is she hasn't broken the chapter into enough subtopics. It's got to be broken into subtopics. Otherwise, there's just a lot of writing and people just forget about it. It is not a fiction book. It's a non-fiction book. And you're giving really good information. You're giving expertise. So what you want to do is you need to just breathe, and you need to be able to put a topic heading so that your reader now is focused on this. And then after they read that, now they're focused on this. Okay. It's the same thing when you're giving a signature speech. You have to make those transitions so that your listener, your audience is now with you when you're talking about this. Okay. All right. So you're breaking it down. I'm at 5 to 7 topics. You can see how silly that is. It's really more like 10 to 20. But if I had shared with you right off the bat, break each chapter into 10 to 20 subtopics or topics, you'd go, yeah, right, Ruth. But you can see how easily that can be done. Okay? You with me? All right. Okay. So what we have then, so let's say it's 10, which is so low. So we break it up and we have topics, and we have, this is 1 chapter, people. 1. And we're going to go 10 topics or subtopics, whatever you want to call it, or bullets for that 1 chapter. Okay? So we've got the 10. We're going to go like this. I'm going to do this to make it easy. I like sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right? Now what you're going to do is you're going to come up with 10 posts for each of the subtopics. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are you with me? Okay. So we've got 10 subtopics within 1 chapter. And now we take these 10 and we turn them into posts. We turn them into social media posts. So now we have 10 times 10 is 100 social media posts with 1 chapter. And that's only using 10 subtopics within 1 chapter, and then coming up with 10 different things. You can literally take 2 sentences of that subchapter. Take 2 sentences and then build it out. You've got expertise. You know this. It doesn't have to be a long post. You can also use this as a template if you want to do a video, because you definitely want to also use video in your social media posts. So now you have already 100 with one chapter, 10 topics, which we saw were that is very, very low. And of those 10 topics, you break it down into 10 little arenas, 10 little areas, 10 little sentences, 3 sentences, and that's your social media. And what's so beautiful about this is that everything centers around your expertise. Everything centers around what you do. Everything centers around your brand. Everything centers around the benefits of why they can help you, that you can help your clients. Everything centers around the heavy lifting for you. You don't have to go, golly, I don't know what to put in Instagram. I don't know what to put in Twitter. What should I put in LinkedIn? I have no idea. That takes so much time, not only physical time, it takes mental time, it takes mental energy. And what happens usually is that we procrastinate, and then we feel badly that we've procrastinated, and then we've just utilized and wasted time. And believe me, for you high achievers out there, I can really relate. And that is, we don't want to waste time, and we get really upset when we procrastinate. So, and get really frustrated. We don't want that. We don't want to do that. We don't have to do that. So I'm breaking this down for you to make this you just take the steps, just one in front of the other. That's all you have to do. Boom, 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 boom. And then take a subtopic, take one of these 10 subtopics or in that one chapter, or, as I showed you, I'd have 20 in one book and actually 20 in the other in one chapter, and write a blog. Write a weekly blog. Take the entire section and add some stories, add a little bit more, and then you have a blog. Now, what's so beautiful about that is that, once again, everything is centered around your brand, around your expertise, around what you do and the problem you solve and the results you get for your clients. And stories. People love stories. I'm doing a speech in June on storytelling, and I'm so excited to be giving this speech because the more I look around and the stories that I see, when we think of TV shows, when we think of books, even nonfiction books, certainly fiction books, memoirs, storytelling, and how important that is, and how that just really can get to us. That's what we want. Okay. The fourth thing you can do in terms of marketing from one chapter of your book, and that is, you might want to have a lead generator and convert one chapter or convert one topic. Remember, one of these 10 topics or 2 topics into an ebook with some stories, with some client case studies, before, what happened when they contacted you, and then the results they had. And then give really good information. And then have that as an ebook lead generator. All right? Can do that as well. One chapter. Don't have to finish a book. Don't even have to have 3 chapters written. One chapter. Okay. And it doesn't even have to be written. It's just a matter of writing in putting the bullets together of what goes into that chapter. The fifth strategy that I'm going to share with you, there are many, many, many more. And I'm sharing these for you. I don't know if you're more introverted or more extroverted. I do what's called personality-based marketing. So if I offer some of these book marketing strategies to an introvert, they'll go, "Oh, I don't think so." And so I have to make sure that the marketing strategies that I give my clients fits their personality. Because even though it might be a great strategy, if they're not going to do it, what difference does it make? It's, you know what it's like? It's like having a lot of information, but not using it. Information, using it is now wisdom. Ideas are only as good as their implementation. I've been sharing that for decades. I've shared that with my kids, and every so often they throw it back at me. You know, Mom, your ideas are great, but ideas are only as good as their implementation. So there you go. And then another way that you can market is to give out a free chapter. Figure out what is a chapter that says, that kind of sums up in many ways what you do, your brand, maybe have some great case studies. And let's say, for example, you're just starting out and maybe you have not coached people yet. You've not, you're in the financial field. You haven't really had a client yet. It doesn't matter. I'm sure there are people that you have helped because of your expertise and your knowledge, and perhaps you didn't charge for it. Doesn't matter. The fact that you have used your expertise, you've used your wisdom, you've used your voice, you've shared that information with someone to help solve a problem, there's a case study. Doesn't matter that you didn't get paid for it. Okay, I think that's really important, because one of the procrastinating comments is, but I'm just starting, or I don't know what to say, or who would read my book, or who do I think I am that I can get away with all of this? Well, I will share with you those self-doubts were many of the ones that I had that almost prevented me decades ago from writing a book and becoming an author. In fact, I'm going to share a story with you. This is the truth. It's incredible to me now. I had written, I think, my 5th book, and my books are traditionally published, and one was self-published, which I don't suggest. I suggest a hybrid publisher, but not to do it yourself. Anyway, and so I had traditional publishers, and people would say, what do you do? I go, well, I do branding, I do consulting, and I'm a writer. And then one day I'm in Santa Monica, and I'm walking down 3rd Street Promenade when we have this beautiful Barnes and Noble, and I see my picture in the window, and I see my books, and I go, oh my God, I'm an author. And that was the first time I saw myself as an author and not a writer of books. And I share this with you because we all have different ways that we see ourselves. We all have parts of ourselves that we don't own. We don't own our own brilliance. It takes a while. And so it's not to put you down. You don't want to put yourself down. You want to be to the point where, you know what? I'm going to do this regardless. I had this idea of a book, and I'm moving forward no matter what. And then the world of possibilities starts to open up. And that's what Generation Why Notters do. They're open to possibility. We don't know what's on the other side. We don't know what's going to happen in 15 minutes. But just being open to the possibility gives me a great deal of hope and keeps me moving forward and keeps my clients moving forward. And I'm hoping that that will keep you moving forward. So if you would like help, or if you would like just your questions answered about writing a book, publishing a book, marketing a book, please connect with me as soon as you can. You can email me at rklein@ruthklein.com. It will be in the notes and in the chat. You can go to my website, ruthklein.com. Klein is Klein, or you can simply DM me on whatever social media platform you enjoy, because on May 31st, I am going to be doing a Write, Publish, Market Roundtable for 4 hours. It's going to be a small group, and I have a few spots left. And I'm going to help you get clear on where you are now, what the next steps are, and start to give you strategies on writing, on publishing, and even where you can start with marketing. And that's May 31st. So please connect with me if that's something that you would like to do. Until next time.